Se oli
Boom! Vitun kova.
Muista aika hyvä.
Noin.
Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta.
Hey, what's up? This is Samy Elbanna.
So the song you heard is a song I actually wrote this morning. I used it on my video where I went through the Namrig player and I just noodled something, and some of you, thank you, commented that great riff, what's the song? And I commented I had no idea, but maybe I'll make it a song, and that's what I did. And yeah, like I said, I wrote it this morning, programmed the drums, played the bass, and then Samy came here and I basically showed you the riffs, and we recorded it.
The whole process was over in about 15 minutes.
Yes.
And to not make it too easy, we had little challenges also. Obviously, we switched guitars first and foremost,
Yes.
but you had a bigger challenge also.
I had a really big challenge because when we played the song a few times before we recorded it, obviously, and I was using the usual picks I've been using for maybe 30 years, like these big Dunlop Tortex 1.40s, and Samy was basically like, "Why are you playing with those pitcher shovels?" I was, "What do you mean?" "Well, try this one. This is a
So it's the brand is called Intune Guitar Picks. They do this custom, basically a custom version of a Jazz 3 Mini.
Yeah.
Which I've been using basically ever since I played guitar or started playing guitar. But it comes in this basically like a matte finish, and obviously you get this customized whatever design you want on it. But I've been using these for years because they're small enough that you can have a great control. It's ergonomic, and I feel like, well, I gave you one, and in about 2 minutes you were like, I'm switching over. So clearly there's something about these.
Yes. So people been recommending me to try these out. I've tried, but I've never really. I was like, nah. But now when Samy asked me to try, I was like, well, let's see. I tried one, and I was like, man. So God damn. So I'm seriously considering switching from these pitcher shovels, Samy nicely pointed out, to these ergonomic Jazz 3s, and it's quite natural. The sound is a little bit more, and like I said, I was like, I'm playing too fast. I can't. My head.
You gotta get a speeding ticket.
Yes.
No,
yes.
because the thing is that obviously, like with everything, from guitars to strings to amps and pedals and everything, it's not a one size fits all. I mean, everyone, obviously, you should always look for gear that feels good and natural to you. But for me, the way I see it with this is because, obviously they have the Jazz 3 XLs also, which I tried, but I just felt like there's too much area, there's too much going on for you to have that fluid motion to do those fast tremolo things, and the things that I usually do.
Yeah.
So I feel like it gives me the control that I pick exactly what I want to pick, and you're never gonna have to worry about accidentally running into other strings or getting those annoying little harmonics here and there. And a thicker and a bigger plaque, obviously, you have the advantage if you're doing like a rhythm thing. It obviously is good for that, but I feel like with this you get more attack rather than that sort of bass or that body onto stuff. I feel like for me it's a perfect match, and especially for a guitar with a hot mic, it's a match made in heaven.
And the rhythm also. It feels really comfortable to play. So thank you.
No worries, man.
Old dog learns new tricks. But that wasn't the only thing new. This is the first time I'm playing with this guitar, and first time I'm recording with this guitar, and this too feels surprisingly natural. Like it sits kind of nicely. It's this American version of Alexi's custom shop signature model, which has the horn is a little bit bigger. So, but it's kind of, I guess you said that the Japanese, the OG version or whatever you want to call it, is a little bit easier to play sitting down, but I feel it's really comfortable.
I'm definitely, because either way they're made in a way that the balance is pretty good, because like I was telling you, because I feel like, you know, if you compare the OG version, the more RR shaped one, if you compare it to Flying V, that's somewhere in the middle. So I mean, you're not gonna go wrong with it, but I feel like for myself, when I'm sitting down, I feel like the RR shaped one, I'm the most used to it, because I used to play RRs and you know whatsoever, but I mean, it feels good. It feels good, and the weight distribution is fucking perfect on it.
And I guess because usually if the volume switch is this close, I'm hitting it constantly. Maybe it's the shape or whatever, or maybe it's the pick. I'm doing less motion. I mean, when we played, I felt like my hand touched this, but it wasn't like, because I've been like, I can't play like it's, but now it was surprisingly comfortable to play and everything. I really felt like I've been playing. I mean, the neck shape is, I'm not sure, it feels like it's pretty much similar than what I have on my,
I think so,
my Mirages or the whatever it's called, those custom shops. But let me show you, like this one, it's identical.
It's pretty much the same. Based on everything I've tried here, I think it's the same. I think it's a thin U. I think that's what it is.
And ESP's thin U, it's not like Ibanez thin U.
No, sir, it's not. Because ESP also has a super thin U, and I feel like that's cool too, but especially, you know, I mean, I can imagine for you, but especially for myself, because, you know, I'm basically drop C is like the highest I usually go, so I think a super thin neck is just, it doesn't give you that, you know, it's not sturdy enough for having, you know, 11, like I'm running on 11 to 59 on a daily basis.
I'm running now.
Yeah, you're running, exactly. I believe this is almost the same, right?
So this is the Alexi USA custom shop with the string set. Samy uses 11 to 59, and that's Tomppa.
This is Tomppa. I've said to ever since I found out that this guitar exists and it belongs to Euge, I've told him if he ever sells it, I'm the guy. I'm not accepting him selling it to anyone else, because this guitar is gorgeous. Obviously, you know, we're color coded with my pants. Which means that I'm not wearing pants, or I don't have a guitar on me at the moment. But, you know, now that we have a light, you'll see it. But it's a gorgeous flying V-shaped ESP custom shop, also from the year
2004.
And let's see. Sounds and feels pretty good, man.
And I'm just gonna do this.
No, but I was very excited to come here today and be faced with this sort of challenge. I mean, it's not really a challenge, because you know that an ESP custom shop guitar is going to be built amazingly, and it feels great. And I'm especially excited because obviously this has a Les Paul scale.
Yes,
which
and 22 frets.
And 22 frets, so it's a bit different. You have 24 frets and scallop frets at the moment. How does that feel?
The scallops, because they are from
20 to 24.
20, I don't feel it, and well, I don't think I actually played this high on the song. But now when I... You don't feel it, or I don't feel that it's scallop. It's just easier to bend.
Because that's the thing. That's the thing. For me also, because basically this and another V I have that I used for the C.O.B. shows earlier this year, that was the first time I ever had a guitar that had scalloped frets. And because I also had the sort of perception before that you really know that they are scallops, but that's the thing, you don't notice it, but it just makes certain things easier, which I think is really cool. Especially when you bend, you know you're bending just that string in that place you want it to be at.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
It's really, really nice. And little bit about these specs and let's go through that. So this is EMG passive
Passive H2.
H2, and this has the
MMV 04 boost.
Alexi.
So basically the classic Alexi set.
Yeah, feels great. So let me show you with the boost and without. It just gives a little sustain, obviously a little bit compression because the amp gets a harder signal and kind of a little bit more bite, but it's not like insane amount of boost. Just a nice like this kind of. It almost feels like I can feel the kind of the strings a little bit more. Well, it basically makes the passive pickup an active.
Exactly. I mean, because that's what I love about the setup, because I love a passive pickup. I love that you can actually feel what you play, you can hear what you play, but getting that extra little kick on it, because it doesn't, in a way, it doesn't turn it into an active sounding pickup, but it gives it that. It gives it just that 1% more. Yeah. And because especially for me, I feel like I've always been a very percussive guitar player. Yes. So I feel like for me it's that it gives that lynchy, fucking Alexi, just that bite, as you said, that bite, which I really love.
Yeah. And that one, that's a classic EMG 81, 85.
As you can see. No, but
yeah, classic 2 volumes. Well, so you can do the.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, I didn't do that yet. Let's see. Okay, so. Oh, that's where the money is at.
Yes. And other than that, it's original as it was, except I just actually a few days ago I changed these. Well, whatever these are called, you'll see that to titanium ones.
Thingies.
These thingies, it makes everything smoother and they last forever, and maybe it even sounds a bit better, I guess. But yeah, so those are the guitars, and then the other gear, because I'm sure people are wondering that awesome sounds. What are you using?
Actually, before we get into that, one more thing that we have in common, which I feel like it's something that I also don't see myself changing in the future, which is having this sort of neck that it's just the wood. Just the wood. Yeah. I love it. It's the same on this one. Yeah. And just that little detail, which I think is really cool.
And what I use, because when you play a lot, it gets kind of sticky a little bit. So I use like a 280 sandpaper every once in a while. Shit,
that's a great idea.
Just to do it, so then it's you get the whatever it's called. you know what I mean.
You know what I mean.
So that's and that strings are 10 to 56 DR tight fit. Anyway, but the gear. So I'm having this very complicated pedal board. So there's a tuner, Buzz SD1, no drive. The tone is here below noon, and a little bit level boost. Good old Buzz NS2, and the wah is a Cherry Cantrell, which I didn't use. And then CISO 5150 black leather. So the SD just tightens the front end a little bit, because as many of you or we all kind of know that 5150 is a great amp, but it's a little bit with the higher gain settings, it gets a little bit fluffy. So the SD1 just tightens it. Or any overdrive, what you prefer. And then I'm using a Marshall cabinet with EVH speakers and creambacks. And one of the creambacks is mic'd with SM57 and Royer 121. And Samy, since he is my little brother... Not, well, I'm a little bit bigger and older. So, okay. So you're using another really complicated stuff. Buzz SD1, then 4-inch Zool, just to get rid of the hiss, and the little brother Marshall JCM 800. That's from 85. And then the cabinet is Marshall JCM 800 cabinet from 85.
And the guitar player is Samy from 95.
Oh!
Never forget.
Oh, yes!
Yes, sir.
Finnish people know. Torilta avataan.
No, but this is a perfect combo.
Yeah.
Though.
So, and the speaker you're using is a G1265 from the 80s. It has also the original G12 G75. That's a 65, same mics, 57 Royal 121. So that's the sound, and they go into SSL preamps. So we're using real tube amps here, and it's awesome. Cool. So that's the I guess the gear part, and then I would like to ask you a few questions.
Yes, sir.
So the Lost Society, your band, which you are the guitar player, no shit Sherlock, vocalist. You had a fantastic new album. I've followed you or because I used to work at Universal, and then when you're young kids, I was actually interested in signing you, but you went to another label. So I've been following you from thrash metal to I think the No Absolution was a little bit like a kind of divider or some sort of, where you went a little bit more modern. And then these last two albums, which are my favorite. I really love this. I love the previous ones, but I think on these last two albums, you really found your own sound and voice. So the new album is, now you have to remind me, because I'm always confusing the names of the latest one and the previous one.
So the new one is Hell is a State of Mind,
Yes.
and the one before that was If the Sky Came
Yes,
Down.
yes.
Very long names.
Yes.
Very long
I'm
names.
always like, which one was which? Anyway, so that's been out, and you've been doing touring. I saw you in Switzerland, where we did a like a live rig run. Link somewhere there if you want to check that out. To learn what Sam uses live. Same gear that I use live. And so you'll be doing now festival shows in Finland, and what's the usual stupid questions? What's the future plans?
No, I mean it's been a great year for us. Yeah, we met up in Switzerland right when we were doing an album promotion tour, which was really cool because we've never had the opportunity to immediately tour on a record when it comes out, and I feel like because above all, I feel like we're a live band. We've always been, we always will be, and I feel like it was cool to bring those songs immediately to a live setting. And after that, we did a sold out show at Tavastia in Helsinki, which was sort of the exclusive club show for the spring. After that, we did all the sort of usual metal festivals in Finland this summer, but also we did a couple of more mainstream ones. We did Ruisrock, we did Ilosaari.
Oh.
Those ones, which honestly I love doing a metal festival, but there's something about doing a mainstream festival that because it's like you're bound to be the heaviest band of the lineup, which I feel like gives you a unique sort of it gives you a unique way to present your music to very new people who wouldn't have seen you otherwise. So I feel like it was a really cool summer. We had great shows, and now we have, about, let's say, like a month and a half off, and then we'll be continuing. We'll do a full-on Finnish tour beginning in the end of September. It's going to be 10 shows, 10 cities, which is going to be cool. Before that, I'm going to be doing a special one-off thing with Yle, actually, this Radio Symphony Orchestra show where I'm going to be doing a couple of C.O.B. songs. It's going to be a cool event. So from there on, we'll do the Lost Society tour in Finland, and then we will continue with some dates that we have not announced yet, famous big things coming, but for the beginning of next year, it's going to be something very special with Lost Society.
Awesome.
So it's going to be
and Yle, those of you who don't know, which I believe is the Finnish national radio, which is a really big thing, and that's really, really cool. And we are actually touring Finland with Cyhra at the same time when you are touring, so maybe
who knows? Who knows? It's a small country.
You sing on Cyhra's album on one song, and actually that's a good donkey bridge. I'm pretty sure that's not the way you say it in English.
We'll call it a donkey bridge. That's what.
Because people have asked about like how this came to be that you are singing, and it's many people's favorite song from the album. So long story short, I mean the story isn't so long. Jake lost his voice, blah blah blah. We had this song, didn't have any vocals, and I asked Samy, would you be interested in it? I sent the song to Samy. It was like, yeah, do you, any guidance? And it's my guidance was we always have. You know what to do. And Samy did the vocals. Then Jake cuddled his voice a little bit back, so he sang. But it's your lyrics, your vocal melody is yours, so it's basically written by you and me. Jake sang his vocals on it. Then I mixed it, kind of played it a little bit like that. And then on the second verse, many people have thought that it's you who does the low growls, but it's actually Jake. For the first time he ever growls, and the reason was that because he lost his voice, and that was the only thing that he could do. So he just growl. And the song, I really love it, and you know, obviously, you knew what to do.
But I mean, the amazing thing is that since the first time we worked together on a song, which was, I believe, wait, was it
Red Wolf Crossing the Line?
Red Wolf was the first thing we did together. So we go way back.
Yeah.
So that was a record we did during COVID. Or
Yeah.
you wrote 10 songs. I sang on all of them, did
Yeah.
a solo and some guitars on one of them.
Yeah.
And ever since that, it's almost been like once a year we work on something together. And I think we were nearing the end of last year. I was like, oh, I guess this will be a year that we don't work on something. Then you're like, hey, I have this thing, and you sent me a video of you sort of giving me a guide of what not the lyrics even.
No.
It was just basically like what kind of words it could be.
Yeah.
Sort of, are they bright words, dark words, whatever, you know. Shit like that. But yeah, then it was like 2 weeks and the song was done, and I think it turned out really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot that. So it wasn't completely, you know, what to do. I had a little bit of some idea. It was basically me filming with my phone and, okay, you know, this comes this part.
And I mean, that's the way, you know, musicians communicate with each other. It goes to a very primitive level of just, But yeah, I think it turned out really good, and it's always cool. I mean, we sort of know how to read each other's minds in that sense already by this time. And, you know, I mean, that's the reason why we can come in here and, you know, do a song in 10 seconds and, it turns out decent.
Yeah, we should do more.
And I'm sure we will.
Yes.
Now that you're back in Finland.
Yes. Then, Cyhra Bodom. Alexi, as probably many of you know, Alexi was my old friend. We knew each other since we were 20-something. And God bless him. But you've I called you when you did the first shows, the only shows for now. That when I watched them, I was in Switzerland and I couldn't attend. But I got like, I still got goosebumps when I talk about it, because it was like, you're the only guy, and the way you I'm getting a little emotional, but it was, man, it just made me feel so good and proud of you.
Thank you,
because
brother.
it was like, that's my boy. That's how you do it, and you nailed it. Like no questions. Like I was like, okay, my guitars. no, but it was just fantastic. But now. When the shows were obviously a big success, and those unofficial videos from the Tavastia Club being watched by people all over the world, probably hundreds of thousands, millions of times, and now you have announced a few more shows, like a Tuska Festival, and I guess you just announced a Wacken Festival. So how it feels to continue honoring our both of our, because obviously you knew Alexi really well too, because you were in the same band with him, the local band. So how does it feel to pay homage or keep the music and Alex's legacy alive? You know. Anyway, yeah. So your turn. I'm starting to mumble.
Oh, but first of all, thank you. Honestly, it does feel great to hear that. Thank you, because because as we talked, on the first time on the phone and several times after that, it's like it's a very sort of difficult subject in that sense, because it's big emotions that go with that big territory, and I'm just I'm so excited still, to look back and watch those videos from that show, and just because that atmosphere that was at those two shows, it's something that I've never felt before. I don't think anyone in the whole club had felt before, because, that's what it was. We were honoring someone who wrote, who changed the game, changed metal music, changed music in general. And, it's been really beautiful to see, those two shows, I believe, more so than ever, they prove that there's a new generation of people who are, finding that music and finding songs that they feel more relevant, year after year, day after day, because what Alexi did and how he saw music and how he saw the genre that he was, operating in, it was in a way that no one else did. And, being able to, contribute in even a small way to bringing those songs back on stage, even for one more time, it feels like it's an honor, and I feel like more so it's something that I feel like I have to do, because I know that it'll happen anyway. So, if I'm able to be the person who delivers it, I'm very excited about that. And, as I've said in many places, what I said from the very, from the get-go, I said in the most polite and, not in a way that I sound like a dick, but I feel like if someone's going to do it, I'm going to do this better than anyone else. And, I
agree, 100%.
I feel like we shared a lot of things in common. We played in the same band and everything, but I mean, more so than ever, I think we saw the way we play in a similar way. So I feel like, I was, it took a lot of work. Obviously, it still does. And but I feel like, it's going to be a very special way to honor a legacy that will, it'll never die. It'll, those songs will go on forever. And obviously, it's for the guys also, for,
I was about to ask how the guys,
because,
it looks like they were like really excited too.
Dude,
like,
hell yeah. And I mean, they killed it. They absolutely killed it. And I mean, having Alexander back, obviously, and everything, it's like, it's a very special, celebration all in all. It's very cool. And I feel like it's, obviously I can't put words in anyone else's mouth, but I'm sure it's a very important thing for them too, because, it was Children of Bodom was that big entity. It was all of those people. So I feel like it's, I'm sure it's very special for them also that they get to, carry out the work that they all were in.
Yeah. And if you're ever gonna do looking at my back door,
no, you're the guy.
I have the banjo. I played on the album version a few great days doing the banjo, and Alexi pushing me to play faster. I'm like, dude, this is a banjo. yeah, you can just play. Yeah.
You can do it.
Because I'm doing this diddly, and then you do it with the banjo. Okay.
Okay. Let me see.
But I managed to. And speaking about the younger generation, my good friend Samy Elbanna, who used to play in Lalakrai, his son is 14, 15, 13. Sorry, Elias, if I remember your age wrong. He was here. He played Bodom stuff. Like, he played the Blood Drunk thing. And they have a band, they play covers, and they play like Bodom, old Bodom and In Flames and stuff. And
hell yeah.
Like 13, 14 years ago, 14-year-old kids, and they played like, and he has played 2 years. Because I asked him that, man, you do great, like diddly. And how long have you played? 2 years. Like, man, when I had played 2 years, I knew barely how to play Smoke on the Water. So it's amazing. And he's like and his dream guitar is Alexi Laiho guitar.
But that's the thing, because I mean, if you think of metal music in general, it's a genre like any other, in a way that there's trends that come and go. But if you listen to anything from the first record, or Hate Crew Death Roll, or anything after or before that, it's like those songs, they're not built to fit a certain mold. They're just built to be good songs with amazing melodies, amazing guitar. So it's like it's like Guitar Hero music, but the songs are great.
Yeah,
it's like they're not only the solos, it's the whole thing.
Exactly.
And it's not only the solos, it's what's played behind the solos. Also, it's like everything is important.
Yeah.
And rhythmics of the screaming and everything. And I think that's why, you can look 20 years in the past, or you can look 50 years in the future. I think those songs will still be considered to be, the best of that genre. Because there's something that's so timeless about them. And that's why, you see kids on TikTok or on YouTube or whatever, they love playing those songs.
Yeah.
They'll do the 6-pounder solo, they'll do the stuff from Hatebreeder, they'll do stuff from Blood Drunk, and anything after that. It's like, because those are so fucking good, it's like, and it hits that nerve of something that we're all excited about. And because there's obviously, it's undeniable that there's that 80s influence in the solos.
Yes.
There's
Alexi loved 80s stuff. Like we too. We played many times. Something 80s. It was usually something 80s. And then when you get into those songs, it's like classical music. Like especially what happens behind the solos.
Yeah.
It's like kind of Randy Rhoads stuff.
Yeah.
But to Alexi, another level, but definitely here where he came from, and then the kind of the 80s stuff, like kind of sneaking in there, which I love, and the arrangements are like, sometimes there's like a really good part on the song, and it comes just once.
Yeah.
But it makes you listen that song once again. So I think, or I'm sure, and I know that he knew what he was doing, because he was like, let's not overuse this, because this is great, and then it makes you immediately go back and listen that song, and you wish like, why? But then you think like, this is genius, like, because how the everything was kind of unconventional way. I don't think Bodom has any song that follows the traditional verse, chorus, verse, bridge. It's always something, because I've learned those songs too, just for fun and stuff, and it's like the minute you knew the song, then it's, something else comes. Oh wow, this is cool.
And it's in a way also that there are a bunch of songs that have, even when they have a more traditional sort of song structure, there's a fresh way of doing it.
Yeah.
There's something a little bit different, even if it would be an ABC thing. There's always going to be something in between the A and B, or there's going to be some. Yes. There's like these little hooks and musical hooks, which is something that I feel like, it's like something that's sort of dying in the genre that we're doing, because everything is more like, everything has to be optimized. Everything has to be like, we have to make sure we get from this point A to point B as fast as possible. And it's like, no, we can't do that little wing wang thing here. It's like, no, fucking, he was
like the 6-pounder solo. Like the 6-pounder solo.
Yeah.
It's kind of technical.
Yeah.
It's really technical. But anyway, you can hum it.
Exactly.
It's memorable. It's technical. Again, Randy Rhoads, like this, because you play that, you know that better.
No, I mean that's the thing, but 100% what you said. It's like, no matter how many notes it is, or how fast it is, or whatever, it's memorable. You can sing those things. But like for that one, it's the. It's like it all makes sense. It all has a
you played well.
Oh.
No, but it's like the
But I mean that's like, because that was the way that he, saw that lead, or the way it's like everything, like, if anyone asks what the sort of what his song, or what his guitarist DNA is built up on, it's like obviously, his influences and everything, but it's like when you pick something, you have to mean it. It's like, because a guitarist can play 10,000 notes a second, but if you don't make it groove, then you have nothing. Yeah. It's like, I think, when you get into the groove of things, it makes a huge difference. Like, you have Yngwie Malmsteen, like, it's not just random what he's doing. It has those mini tiny accents, here and there that make it sound like it does. And I think that's what built up everything that, at least that's my point of view, when I've been learning these songs. And it's like, I love the fact that it's not just many notes for the hell of it. It all, it serves what he's doing. It serves the song. It serves the solo section, or everything that he's trying to do, which I think is so fucking cool. And because it has like, because what else can you listen to that's like essentially extreme music where you hear simultaneously Randy Rhoads, CeCe DeVille, and fucking Zakk Wylde.
and sometimes even because Alex was a big Mark Knopfler fan.
Yes.
So some of the kind of those what he like Sultans of Swing.
Yeah.
There is those similar stuff like oh, that's Knopfler. But when he plays it, it's Alexi Laiho.
No, 100%, 100%. I think that's really cool. And it's like, we were talking, and we often talk about George Lynch, obviously. We both love George Lynch. And, it's like that, the whole mantra of, not just doing, but you do, it's like those little, how you get from point A to point B, how how it's dirty, but not too dirty. Yeah. It's like those little micro... those micro, what would you call it? Just like dynamic things, which I think is beautiful.
Like you, what you said, like dirty but not dirty, like kind of like this. I like that.
Exactly.
Like it's not completely clean, but it makes you feel something like when you hear it and when you play it, and that's like Lynch. Many people, some people say he's sloppy and stuff. Bullshit.
Who the fuck says that?
I've heard that. Yeah, he's getting but because he has this unique style which is really hard to do because he does it. Kind of these things. But it's just so cool because it's unpredictable, and it's at the same time, it's for whatever reason. Because I know that he basically improvises everything, but he still can make those kind of memorable. And it's when I listen to him, I'm like, where the hell he came up with that one?
100%.
Like whoa! And he has a unique. I love.
And I feel like it's one of those things also that's like you get that aspect of danger in a song, and especially like if you're playing extreme music, it's one thing that you do the kind of, you would call it a Slayer solo kind of thing, that's one thing, but if you can make, if you can write the Sultans of Swing solo in an extreme metal song, you're a fucking genius. Yes. And I love that, and that's what it's all about. And, because we also, I feel like we live in a day and age where there's less and less of those guitarists who have their own personality when they're playing. The people we looked up to, it's like, I always call them silhouette guitarists, where you see a dude and their instrument, you're like, oh, that's Slash, or that's Dime, or that's Steve Vai, or that's Alexi, or that's, that's that. And I feel like, we're getting into a place where, guitar music for, 99%, guitar is just a big wall when you're listening. It's just... And if you get a solo section, it's going to be something very well, meticulously written, which is more like a lead kind of loop. And there's nothing wrong with that either, but I love a good lead. A good lead is better than a shitty solo, but still, like, you don't have where you hear one note from someone and you're like, hey, that's Zakk Wylde, or it's like, you'll hear like, you're like, oh, okay, that's Zakk Wylde, or you go... You're like, oh, that's George Lynch. It's like those kinds of things. Or you'll have like, you're like, oh, that's Alexi. It's like, no, it's like those signature people, guitarists, and signature licks, and an instrument that looks good and shit like that. It's like, but so these are the kind of discussions that make me feel like I'm old.
Hey, dude.
When you buy a guitar, whatever your guitar is, experiment with it, and just play without an amplifier. Just the acoustic, playing acoustically, you'll get to learn those little dynamic changes here and there, and just mess around with it, because I feel like at a certain level or at a certain point when you've played enough and when you're familiar enough with your instrument, it really doesn't make any difference what amp you're playing with or what devices you have. It's like you can plug into a fucking toaster and sound good if you know what you're doing or if you have a vision of what you want it to sound like.
Yeah,
I firmly believe that.
And that toaster, I think many people have commented me that I get pretty good guitar sounds and you know, like you probably would get a good sound out of a toaster. I think one thing is that 90% of the time when I play or write, I don't have an amp or anything. I'm just playing like this.
No, that's the thing, and I feel like it's cool because, you know, I mean, it's learning those things of how, you know, if you want to go... Like, just, you know, you get into, like, you're telling a story. That's how I like to think about, you know, if you're writing a song or writing a solo, especially, it's like, you want to be telling a story to someone. You're creating a story within a story when you write a solo. And I feel like those things, you know, when you go back to just, you know, Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan and, you know, guys like that, or Mark Knopfler, you know, who's one of the best who's ever done it. Like, I fucking love Dire Straits. That's one of my first loves. It's like that's that kind of storytelling that I want to be able to do in my own songs. It's like, I don't want to just, you know, shredding is amazing. I love shredding, but, you know, if you are able to do it in a way where you're guiding the listener somewhere, that's even better.
Yes. And I think that's a really good ending point, closing point, sentence, whatever. Should we, challenge ourselves? Because we've been challenging each other a lot. Should we do Hellbilly?
Fuck yeah, yes we should.
Little bit, so let me see the tempo. Wait. I forgot it. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm missing. Yeah. I didn't play very well, but whatever. It was a challenge, and sometimes you succeed, and sometimes you
fucking killed it.
Hopefully succeed.
Boom.
Thank you. Hey, thanks for watching. Hopefully you found this interesting, informative, and entertaining. We sure enjoyed this. See you on the next one. All the best. Take care.
Ihan vitun kova. Ihan vitun hyvä. Ei